Okay, and now it's time for a quite important and perhaps a bit difficult mentor lecture, the battle order. We are going for that to my Basal Sector Birdman game, and I'm going to use Time Machine to go to turn 62, just to get some graphic graphic examples. But when we talk about battle order, we are talking about in which order your ships take battle, because the battles happen one at a time, two ships against each other, but you can alter or manage the order in which your own ships take battle against the enemy. That's one important thing. And the second important thing is that when we are talking about carriers, carriers with lower battle value have got better chances to win when they fight from the left hand side. And there are some very much details in this, but here are the reasons why battle order is important. You can choose the order in which your ships attack and defend, and the order which side in battle they get. So let's go first through the rules about the battle order. Now, as you remember, it's important to look at the host and at what points everything happens. In this bird game. Well, first of all, cloaked ships that intercept their target always fight first against their targets. So that is a special rule. And those battles will happen in descending ID order. So the higher the ID of the cloaking ship that intercepts and attacks, that fights first. Here's an example I have here on this planet. I have a Darkwing and some Virgos that are intercepting these Annihilation Biocide that are in that Iron Storm. And I've set this so that this Darkwing class battleship is intercepting the Biocide. So it will fight against the Biocide first. That combat, because it's a cloaking ship that intercepts an enemy ship and has set the mission to attack it, the primary enemy is set to Borg, it will fight first during the next turn. Okay, so the cloaking intercepting ships, always their battles take place before normal battles. And in last in order are battles against ships against planets. So this is the host order. First, cloakers intercepting their targets, then normal ships against normal ships, and then ships against planets. This is the phases in which battles happen. But now, so this will happen in host first. But when the normal ships take combat, then there are three things. First of all, then if you set any numerical friendly code, for example, here I've got a stack of ships. There are some light ships and there is a heavy robot carrier. It has got a numerical friendly code of 241. Now, it bypasses every other battle value of every other ship. So numerical friendly codes always fight first. This is now set to attack the feds, but also to kill. So this is a bit of an overkill setting, because kill attacks against everybody. so that primary enemy is useless there. And because the numerical friendly goal bypasses in battle value, the primary enemy is useless there, but it still is there. But so the numerical friendly code attacks before and fights before other ships. And of course, if a ship doesn't have any primary enemy or kill, if I do like this, then this ship will not battle against the enemy unless the enemy has got me as primary enemy or set mission to kill. In that situation, this ship again fights first because it has got a numerical battle value from my ships. Okay, so the numerical battle value works in that manner that the lower the numerical friendly code is, the earlier it attacks. So if I set this, the lowest is 001. If I set to 001 and this to 020 and this to 100, then this would fight first, this would fight second, and this would fight third. So the lower the numerical friendly code, the lowest is the 001, the better, the earlier the order in battle. But if the enemy has got the same friendly code, if the enemy attacks with 0012, then they won't battle because they have the same friendly code. If you want to guarantee a battle, you can use, for example, MKT, because it's the kind of friendly code that always battles. It doesn't, even if the enemy has got the same friendly code. Okay, so the numerical friendly codes are first. Then, if you have a mission kill, it is the second highest battle value. And after that is the primary enemy. And if you have both kill and primary enemy, they go before kill or just primary enemy. Okay, so you can, in this way, you can alter the order in which your ships battle. And then, if your ships have got the same battle value, for example, if both of these ships have got a friendly code that's letters, and both of these ships have got no primary enemy, and both are kill, what happens then is that the ID order decides the order of battle. It goes from lowest to highest. So the golem fights first and then this Darkwing. Okay, so that was the order of in which your ships fight. And that is that means that the numerical friendly code is first, and the lower the numerical friendly code, the earlier it is in combat. And after that, kill is before primary enemy, but kill and primary enemy is higher than just kill or primary enemy. So those are the things that decide the battle value. And if the battle value is the same, it's the ID order. So if your ships are there, you have a stack of ships with no primary enemy and no kill mission and no numerical friendly code, then they will fight from the lowest ID to the highest ID. Okay, so that was the order of battle of your own ships. Then when you are fighting against enemy, well, he has, of course, the enemy has got its own order of battle. And now, as we have went through the order of battle, let's go to a yet another difficult thing, which is the left side combat and right side combat. If there are no carriers in combat, it doesn't matter on which side the ship is. Against the planet, the ship is always on the left side. But if there is a carrier in the combat, the carrier that fights on the left, has got a possibility. It fights faster. It launches fighters fast. So it launches fighters faster. So it's much powerful ship. Carriers perform a lot better from the left side when they are taking combat. And if there is another ship on the right side and there is a carrier on the left side, the right side ship has got a possibility of, was it 60% of getting a hull bonus. It means that it gets a lot of more hull structure, and it means it takes lower damage from beams mainly, because, and fighters. But there's a trick there, because the fighters have their maximum damage if the enemy has got a hull mass of 320 kilotons. Okay, so basically, if you have a carrier battle, and a carrier is in the battle, it's usually smartest to get the left hand side against the carrier, and you only get benefit from the right side bonus if your attack ship is smaller than 320 kilotons, because it's not much use, the hull mass bonus. The only difference is if they are very light carriers, for example the Evil Empire carriers, which like Superstar Destroyer, Superstar Cruiser, which perform better from the right side than from the left side. And the reason is that they have the beams that are decisive against other medium-sized ships, and they don't allow, and they launch fighters pretty poorly anyway, so they don't allow the torpedo ships to get the right hand hull bonus. So always try to go for the left hand side in carrier combat against carriers if they are heavy carriers, because they launch fighters better. And that's what I'm trying to do here, because now who gets the left side is decided by the battle value, because the left side is the defensive side and the right side is the attacking side. So the one who is more aggressive gets the right side and fights worse. So I'm intercepting that biocide with these Virgos, and I need to fight against them. So I have set the lowest kill mission, which is the primary enemy, and no numerical friendly code. That should guarantee that these will fight, but it's the lowest setting that I can come off. Now, if I set a numerical friendly code, here I pretty much guarantee that I will get the right hand side unless the enemy does that. Of course, the best, if you really want to get the left hand side, you don't put any numerical friendly code and no kill mission and no primary enemy. So you are very passive and you hope that the enemy attacks. But what if he doesn't and he just tries to tow you away? That's then often the situation that the enemy can try to force you to set the attack. For example, he comes with the superstar destroyer to your planet, and if you don't attack it, you and the accompanying ships, it will drop clans. Or a privateer comes to your planet, and if you don't attack it, it will drop you empty. So you try to get the left hand side, and for that you need to be as passive as possible, but often you need to risk the combat. And then if you want to get the left hand side and the ID order of your ships is not correct, you may have to decide if you risk some lower ID ships fighting first, or do you risk play it safe in a way that you put your better ship fighting first with a numerical friendly code. So this was a very complicated video. I believe you need to recheck this a few times, and I will actually put a link to my previous just for last, my previous mentor game, and to one special discussion where we discussed the battle order. Maybe it becomes more clear, maybe not. But the thing is that the order of battle and the left hand side and the right hand side are very crucial in Planet's combat. And I think it doesn't matter that it's a bit difficult and complicated, because it brings a lot of surprises in practice. And that's fun, that there's a randomness and it's not always 100% guarantee who wins. And the thing is that it's not that difficult. There are very basic things, very simple things that decide the battle order and the left hand side and the right hand side. But the trick is that there's all those simple things just happen simultaneously, and there's multiple of them. So, okay, but I believe with experience, you get the knack of it. Okay, thanks.